Hey guys, how are you doing? So I'm back in LA for a little bit before I leave on my trip, and what I had realized during my sickness was that health in the future is never guaranteed for myself or for my family, and so it's now or never to help my family declutter and clear the house. And question for you guys, do any of you struggle with clutter? Do you have any hoarding tendencies, or does your family have some hoarding tendencies as well? I was looking up the statistics online, and hoarding is actually prevalent across all of America. In the last 50 years, the average American home in the United States has doubled. And this was a shocking statistic I found. About 25% of Americans use their garage as a storage unit to a point where they can't even fit their cars into the garage. It's just so crazy how much stuff that we have in our lives and how much power we give these things over our lives. But when it comes to my family hoards a lot. Not as bad as a TV show Hoarders, but definitely to an extent where there are piles of paper in each corner of the house. I can open any drawer and there would be pens, scissors, you name it. So much stuff everywhere. And you know what? That actually used to be me as well. Back when I was in San Diego and I was moving out to New York City, I had about 4 truckloads full of stuff for a studio apartment. It was just appalling, the amount of stuff I had. Moving across country definitely forced me to minimize. I definitely understand where my family comes from. Coming from an immigrant family, hoarding is survival. It isn't to make a mess, it isn't to be lazy, but it's to stretch every dollar as far as it can go. Throwing away something has a lot of guilt associated with it. It is a huge mental struggle. Back in San Diego, I used to keep every single bag from every store. I had boxes and boxes of bags. It was just crazy. You know what? We have one life to live, and so here's a video where I'm gonna share with you things that I've learned myself and helping my family as a whole to reduce our hoarding tendencies. First, start with categories. As many of you know, I am obsessed with Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Tip of Tidying Up. This book walks you through methods of bringing more joy into your life by decluttering and minimizing through the KonMari method. The idea is, instead of organizing room by room, to organize by category. For example, you would start off with clothing as a category, essentially taking all the clothes from every single room, laying it out, and to organize by categories. T-shirts, dresses, jackets. You'll see how much stuff you have and then evaluate based on how much you actually need and use. I am so excited about the Netflix series that just launched with her. 8 episodes, about 40 minutes each. I've been trying to get my family to read her book for years and it has not worked, but lo and behold, watching the Netflix series actually inspired them to start decluttering a lot of the stuff that they've been holding on to as well. Second, focus on the little wins. This comes from a learning working with my family a lot. I am learning that lecturing is not the best way to approach decluttering. I don't feel good about it, and surely my family doesn't feel good about it too. Instead, I am focusing on the little wins, focusing on the moments that my family is decluttering little by little. And of course, focusing on myself as well. Appreciating and celebrating moments that I am choosing to put an item back into its proper place. Third, you're gonna wanna find a balance. You're not gonna be able to flip from extreme hoarder to extreme minimalism overnight. Find what works for you. A great tip that has worked for me is to work backwards. And so what do I mean by working backwards? The idea is to find a balance in the number of items I need relative to how frequently I use it. So for myself, I set a time frame. I typically don't keep more things than I need up to a year max. Taking my bag example, I realized that I only reuse bags a handful of times a year. maybe once a month at most. So working backwards from a year, I realized that at most I need 15. Anything more is excess. Marie Kondo has this beautiful exercise where you hold the item that you're going to let go and to thank it for all it's done for you and letting it go. Her process is so beautiful, and I think it is extremely mindful. I can definitely attest that by minimizing, decluttering, I have definitely brought more joy into my life. I am more picky than ever before, and also being really conscious about the stuff that I use every single day. So I hope that was helpful. Do you guys have any hoarding tendencies yourself, or do family members of yours have? Let me know, I'm so curious, love to hear. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate your time. And I have a newsletter now called Mindful Moments, where I share with you my latest content, writing, video, and also stuff that I discover online on mindfulness, lifestyle, health, everything in between, in hopes of facilitating conversation between us all to become more mindful with our everyday. I love you all so much. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Oh my god! I'm such a hoarder. So most recently, I just started throwing away all of my cords. I was keeping every single micro USB cord, and I will never ever need to use all 50 at the same time.